Hey everybody, it is Tuesday. It is 7 p.m. and guess what? I am back. Dr. K is back with another Candid Talks. And you see, I started the show with my girl Delcina West already in here. We are pumped. We are ready. There is so much that we want to talk about tonight. And that's why I said I'm not going to leave her in the green room. I'm going to start with her right here because we got a lot to talk about. Delcina, are you ready?
I'm ready. I am ready, baby.
I am so glad you're here. Oh my God. We're talking all things aging. So
Yeah.
before we start, ladies, friends, girls, sisters, aunties, mamas, everybody, do me a favor. Hit the share button. Tag a girlfriend. In fact, I'm about to do it too. Delcina, go to your phone. I'm going to my phone, right? And I am going to hit the share button because other people got to see this. I'm telling you because we're going to be talking about so many different things that guess what? We want you to hear. So there you go. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting the share button. It's being shared. It's public. And it's shared right now. You sharing yours, Delcina? Listen, her lipstick is popping.
It's my new favorite color. Besides red, I like red. I like when you wear red. That's a nice red.
The red, yes. Yes. All right. I just shared mine.
All right. I'm going to do the same.
All right. It is shared. There it is. It's shared, y'all. It's public and it's sharing. All right. So we're talking all things aging, right? We're talking about all things aging. Y'all, we age. And women, we age a little differently. Some of us age very, very gracefully, and some people don't. But we're going to talk about the art of aging well, right? And so join myself and Delcina. You guys have heard my perimenopause story, the sleep, the insomnia. You heard about the sweats. I can't stop talking about it because that thing is taking over my life. So Delcina, before we jump into all of those conversations, please tell the people who you are. If you would, please introduce yourself to the Facebook audience.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Carrie, and I am so excited to be on this journey with you. So let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. I'm going to be 60 years old this year, so I'm really excited about that. I started out in bodybuilding in the 80s. Okay, so I became a professional dieter. Ah, there she goes. There I am. Oh my God. I'm in Hawaii at the peak of my bodybuilding. I did a great job doing that. I won a lot of competitions. But what I learned with bodybuilding is 80% of the results had to do with diet. After that, I became a personal trainer. I went to school, grad school. I got my master's in science and kinesiology and a special concentration in rehab. And then I opened up my own consulting company for a little while in personal training and coaching. And then I realized also that a lot of what happens is you can tell people what to do in the gym, and they can go in the gym and they can work out. But if you don't address your diet, which is the thing that happens the other 24 hours of your life, 23 hours of your life, a lot of those results can fizzle and change. So I became more engaged in nutrition coaching. So I became a certified nutrition coach with Precision Nutrition, one of the top rated organizations. I'm actually going to get board certified this year. Um, and so with that, I really went on this journey to help myself to age better because I didn't want to bodybuild. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in the gym.
Okay.
And I realized that a lot of us women, we are forgetting ourselves in the process of the later part of our lives where we actually have more freedom and ability to really make a difference in how we age so that we want energy. We want good sleep. We want to look better. We want to feel better. Darn it, we want to feel sexy. And I think sexy should be redefined. It is not a word you keep in the bedroom, but sexy is your whole lifestyle, your whole attitude, the way you move and walk through this world.
I love it. I love it. Listen, and she's already segued to what I want to ask her, which is this book right here. Delcina, talk to us about the sexy senior citizen. First of all, I want to move the book. You are not a senior citizen. She's going to be 60 years old. This woman is fine. When you see her in person for real, her body is just glorious. Number one. And so, what is this? The sexy senior citizen.
Okay, so sexy senior citizen is not about being old. Look at it as a guide to what you want to be like as you get older. Because if
Mhm.
you start thinking about it now, when you reach 65 or 70 or 75, you would have missed out on a lot of opportunities to make changes. So I thought about the book and I started writing about the different challenges that I was having and as I was getting older. Arthritis, joint replacements, aches and pains, inflammation, gaining weight, losing my hair, skin getting pimply, and also some more poignant things such as some near death experiences, which is really what got me to start thinking about this because we live so much of our life before this for everyone else, waiting for a special time to do
Mhm.
something. And almost coming to death myself, I realized, you know what? Life is short. We got
Yeah.
to live it now and live it as best as possible. So the book really is an encouraging, inspirational journey for you to see yourself now and start making changes to be better as you get older.
Awesome. Awesome. And the book is The Sexy Senior Citizen. Now, if somebody's interested in this book, Delcina, where can they get it?
Okay, so we have three locations. First, you can go here locally to the Charming Haven, which is right off of I-95 as you're going out towards Austin. Then
Okay,
you
that would be in the Killeen area.
okay,
We have an international audience. Where can people find it who are in Maryland?
online. They can get it on Amazon and you can get it at Barnes and Noble.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And guys, that is the sexy senior citizen. So just go to Amazon, go to Barnes and Noble, and you're able to get the book there as well. So Delcina, now talk to me because we're hearing a lot of women who are experiencing the perimenopause. So talk to me about when people say that this is what I'm experiencing. What are some of the early signs and symptoms of perimenopause, and what can some women do to really combat it?
Okay, so one of the things with perimenopause, and most women don't realize, it can start as early as your 30s. Okay, when you start to notice irregularities in your normal cycle,
Mhm.
sometimes you think it's just a mishap. Oh, it just went a little longer, or it stayed a little shorter, or I'm not feeling as much cramps. That is actually the beginning of your body signaling, hey, the making factory is going down and going to be closing shop, so it's
Mhm.
time for us to eliminate all these eggs, right? And
Mhm.
those egg production come with a hormone called estrogen. And as estrogen declines, think about it like puberty, right? When you were going into puberty, your body was building up all these hormones. So
Right.
you freckles, acne, joint pain, hair growing where you didn't know you should have it, boobies coming out, moodiness. What teenager or preteen doesn't feel like they're just like, this is not their world? So it's
Mhm.
the same thing for adults. We're going into adult puberty, but in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So your estrogen level starts to drop. It affects your mood. It affects your ability to regulate your body temperature, which is why we get these hot flashes that come out of nowhere. And it
Mhm.
messes with our sleep because how can you sleep when you are tired or when you're sweating to death and you wake up in the middle of the night like felt like somebody doused you with a bucket of water?
Ma'am.
And so your sleep is disturbed. You wake up tired. Your body didn't get to replenish its hormones throughout the night. And so you're tired, you're moody, you're pissed off at the world, and people are wondering, what is wrong with you?
Mhm.
Well, on the inside, our factories are in overdrive, trying to figure out what to do with this drop of estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone.
So, what can someone do? Because one of the things that we talked about was the different kinds of foods that you eat, right? What kind of foods should people stay away from or gravitate towards?
Okay, so the thing with this that I like to advise is think about adding to your current diet. Don't think about taking things away because, when you tell somebody, don't eat this, don't eat that, what's the first thing you think about? That. thing that they told you not to eat, right?
The chip. Yeah.
Yes. So what I recommend to my clients is first start to add good lean proteins to every meal. Because a
Hmm.
lot of us tend to not get enough good protein, whether it's from vegetable plant sources or from meat sources. It should not just be the eggs in the morning, but it should be a little bit in the afternoon with your food and then a little bit more in the evening. It'll help us feel full, it'll help us to build protein synthesis and help us to maintain lean muscle mass. The next thing is you need to get a lot of good healthy fats in your diet. Fat is not a bad word. We don't eat a lot of the good ones. So we're talking about olive oil, avocado oil, the omega 3s, omega 6s, which you get from fatty fishes like
Hmm.
salmon and mackerel, and including more beans into your diet because it's going to help you to have more fiber, which helps with the gut. Because another thing that starts to happen is now you realize that your stomach can't handle certain foods that you used to love, and your bathroom habits, your bowel habits are like doing their own thing, and you feel upset stomach. So, eating more higher fiber foods, more lean proteins, and as much colorful fruits and vegetables on your plate as possible. Think about adding those things on a regular basis to your diet.
Colorful foods. So, hey guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about all things aging, women and aging. We're talking with certified wellness practitioner Delcina West here, and she is sharing some tips with us. Guys, she also shared about her book, The Sexy Senior Citizen, which you can find on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So make sure you check it out. Delcina also has webinars where she gives tons of information about aging and wellness, particularly for women as well. So, okay, so that's the food portion. You gave us a lot, right? So, it's about the fatty omegas. One of the things that I hear people say a lot is the type of foods that are healthier are very costly, and not everyone has access to funds or those resources to eat the type of foods that are very healthy. Because when we think about fresh produce, right, that is more expensive. And so there are a lot of people who get by on a lot of processed foods. So
Okay.
talk to me about how individuals who may be watching us right now who say, you know what, I don't have access to fresh vegetables on a weekly basis, but I have canned glory greens or canned corn or beans in a bag or something like that. Like, what would you say to them? Like, what are some of the ways we can alter?
Okay. So first, before I say that, let me caveat and say, do not change or modify your diet without first consulting your physician because they know your health and your body best. And so I'm providing you some recommendations that are general for the general population.
Thank
Um, when it comes to eating healthy, it doesn't have to be expensive. I think back of when I grew up in Panama, and we would eat our basic meal was rice, beans, a little bit of fish, and any vegetable that we could find to
you.
go alongside of the plate. And that is not super expensive. If you go to the market, for example, and you're worried about, a bag of potatoes, a bag of corn, onions, cooking those, saute them or roasting them in the oven, and broccoli. Those things are not that expensive, but that's not the stuff that we want to try to eat. You should be thinking about quality food in this time of your life. The more processed foods you have, the more damage you're creating on the cellular level to your body. And it's going to affect your skin, your hair, your sleep, and your ability to recuperate after hard, long days, emotional and physical days.
Yeah.
So I recommend that my clients shop around the outside aisles of the supermarket and plan ahead. I mean, you don't just jump out of bed and just run out to meet the girls and go out on a brunch, right? You think about what you're going to wear, what jewelry is going to accessorize, which lipstick you're going to put on. You plan it. So why don't you plan how you're going to eat healthier?
Awesome. I love that. Plan ahead because we don't just jump out to meet the girls. And I heard you say shop on the outskirts. What does that mean, Delcina? Explain that.
Okay, so in most supermarkets, HEB example, for example, the healthier foods, the non-processed foods, are going to be on the outside of the supermarket. So when you first come in, You'll see to your left, you'll see all the produce, all the fruits, all the vegetables. Then you're going to go down and see the seafood, and you're going to see the meats, and then you're going to go around and see the dairy, and then you're going to see the eggs and those things. Those are the types of foods that we should really focus our nutrition on. Anything in a box, for the most part, if it has words that you can't read, pronounce, or even look up in the dictionary, it's probably been gone through some sort of factory and chemical process. And the reason it's in a box is because it has so many chemicals in it to keep it in that box looking perfect, right?
Yeah.
Regular food spoils. Regular food has a wilting process. That's the kind of food your body can digest and can absorb and then can utilize to help you have more energy, look great, feel great, and sleep better. It really, really comes down to the nitty gritty of eating the best food for your body. I mean, if you had a brand new sports car and the manufacturer said, put in high octane gas, would
Mm.
you go in and put in some cheap ethanol or regular gas in the engine? I know most guys can relate to this analogy, but it's gonna mess up your car. It's gonna mess up your engine. And Carrie Ann, we were made perfect in God's image, right? We
Hmm.
were made to be excellent. But when you don't put excellence in, you're only gonna get the results of that.
And you're gonna damage your body really,
Right.
really bad.
Yes,
All
you
right,
are.
guys. So you're hearing that. Shop on the outskirts, right? Shop on the outskirts. And like Delcina said, please consult your physician. We are not physicians, and we're not giving you medical advice. We're saying that there are different ways that you can change your diet to improve. But whatever you do, make sure you consult your physician or a physician first. Um, all right. So another thing a lot of people are talking about, Delcina, in the aging process is thinning hair or hair that's fallen out. As we're talking about perimenopause, why is our hair falling out? What's going on? Right? Why is our skin so dry? What is going on with that?
So there's a couple of things for that. First, let's take the external factors. When you get to this age, there's a lot more going on in your life,
Yeah.
right? You got work, kids, volunteer organizations, a million emails, stress. Stress
Hmm.
increases your cortisol levels, and your cortisol levels are another hormone that regulates what your body does on a normal basis. As we get older, also, we start to lose collagen. Collagen is very, very important for skin, hair, and nails. And we naturally lose that in our bodies.
Yeah.
So the combination of stress, the poor diet, and the decrease in estrogen and collagen creates that perfect
Hmm.
scenario for,
Storm.
yeah, perfect storm for dry skin, dry mouth, dry eyes. These are symptoms that come along with menopause, thinning hair. So if you think about it, these companies are now advertising, get this medication, get this thing. But what they're doing is they're creating a combination of collagen and other proteins, if they're, at
Mhm.
good companies, to put back into your system so that your body can make the chemical changes to make it better. So it basically goes down to science. So if
Yeah.
you eat healthier and you start adding more collagen into your diet through either food or supplements, you will notice an improvement.
Yeah, yeah. And then the next thing is exercise. What kind of exercises should, I mean, so the way I exercise is chips to mouth. I like great papers. Chips to mouth while I grade papers and the occasional ball if I feel like it. No, but really, like how often should we be exercising? Are you talking about like are we trying to look like this? Because this is impossible right now for me. Um,
I don't want to be that way either because that's a very strict lifestyle. People just don't get it. No, exercise, especially after the age of 35, 40, is critical. If you have to choose between cardio and weight training, always go for the weight training. We lose about a half a pound to a pound of lean muscle mass if we don't do anything else starting after the age of 35 every year. And so
mhm.
if you maintain the same, everything stayed the same, and then look at yourself at 45 or 50, you will notice that you got a lot of sagging stuff everywhere, You
Mm-hmm.
know, your booty's dropping, your boobs are dropping, everything is sagging because you're losing muscle. It's called sarcopenia. And so the way to combat that is with resistance training. Now, you don't have to go into the gym 5 days a week, work out 45 minutes to an hour, and that kind of things. You can do 3 days a week and just, total body workout. And right now, for example, I go into the gym 4 days a week and I try not to stay anything longer than 30 minutes. I'm like rushing through it, getting it in, get in, and get out because I got other things to do. I
Right.
don't live in the gym like I used to before. And you can do it even with a small corner in your house. If you have like a 2x2 area with some dumbbells that create a bit of a challenge so that you can start lifting weights. And women should not be afraid of lifting heavy. It's not going to make you look like a man in no way, no how, unless you take testosterone in excess. Then
Mm-hmm.
that's going to change your whole chemical reaction. But I used to lift as heavy as possible because we need to stimulate the muscle. And when you have more muscle, you burn more calories. And when you burn more calories, you can burn more fat. And if you burn more fat, you can look sexier.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Delcina, thank you so much. Hey guys, so again, the aging process. We have an event. So Delcina, we've been talking about this. We've been talking to our other girlfriends. And so we have this event coming up May 10th. May 10th, that's Mother's Day weekend. We're going to be talking about your finances as you age. We have Dr. Larissa Garth, who is a hormone specialist. She is going to talk about all things aging, and then we have an amazing panel for you. And so we're going to talk about sex after 50. I said it, y'all.
That's
Sex,
right.
we want you to be having sex.
That's right.
And we want you to have good sex. And it is possible, right? So we want to have that conversation with
It's
you.
important. It's part of your health.
It's part of your health, ladies. So get in the room. It's just going to be ladies. We're going to be talking about all of those things. We will talk about your hair, the weight, your nutrition, sex. We're going to talk about sex a lot.
Mental health.
Your mental health, your physical and emotional health as well, right? We're going to talk about some tips, some tricks, what the aunties have already gone through, and some of the nuggets that they can give you. It's a closed space. It's a safe space.
Yes.
It's a small group though, and it is space limited. It's a limited amount of space. And so go ahead and get your tickets right now. You can go to the website, kzamore.com. Delcina and I were hosting this. Guys, look at these beautiful women who are aging so well. And we're going to talk about the art of aging.
Our audience, you guys are going to come away with actual documents, things that you can put into practice.
Immediately.
We go a lot of places and we get really emotional and we get really motivated, but then what happens afterwards? You need that concrete kind of resource that you can use and utilize to get you to where you want to go to. And you have the experts in front of you that you'll be able to ask. And for the men who are watching, buy your female or special woman in your life a ticket.
Yeah.
Buy tickets for her whole friend group. Okay,
exactly.
If you really love her and show her that you care, because you don't understand, because you're going to be going through this with her.
You're going to be going through it. You're going to be going through the night sweats, the moodiness, and all of that. Tell her that there are a group of women coming together on May 10th. We're even going to feed them.
That's right. That's right.
That's what the $40 is for.
It's going to be in Belton, Texas, a very nice venue. You guys don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
Terry puts on the best program. He has a reputation that is beyond perfection. So you do not want to be not in the room.
Yes, most definitely. So go ahead and lock it in, guys. Get your tickets. We're going to be talking. We're going to go in depth. There's a lot of things that we can't say on social media, but we're going to say it in the room. Okay, ladies, wink, wink. I know some of y'all have asked about the dryness. We're going to address it. Never be dry again. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's right.
So, Delcina, thank you so much for joining me to have this candid talk right here on our Facebook Live. And guys, we'll be talking about your emotional health, your mental health, your financial health, and then, of course, your physical and spiritual health. We have everybody coming together May 10th in the room. Let's talk about aging, aging well. We're calling it the well woman, the art of aging. The well woman, the art of age. And as you can see, we have a diverse group of women because at the end of the day, we are all women experiencing the same thing. So get your sister circle in here, get your tickets, come ready to have a nice soft drink and some bruschetta. And we are going to talk all things women, all things aging. I will share my story of my hot flashes. And y'all, it's getting better. It's getting a lot better. So I thank Dr. Larissa, who is actually my hormone specialist, who's been really taking care of me. And I can say that it's getting a lot better. I'm getting sleep. There's no moodiness. My hair is getting thick and luscious again. I'm thankful for that. And my husband is very happy at night.
Yes, girl. Yes, I can't wait to get the down and dirty.
Yes. So get your tickets, ladies. We're talking May 10th. Delcina, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to give you the last word. What do you want to say to the people about this aging process when we talk about menopause, perimenopause?
I want to tell women that as you get older, you should live the rest of your life, make the rest of your life the best of your life. You have experience, you have wisdom, you have gone through a lot of things that have proven that you have the strength and the capability to make adjustments and changes. Don't give up. This is time to dig in and focus on you because if you're not around, the rest of the people around you won't benefit from what you can offer them. So make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Delcina. Hey guys, join me next week. We're going to be having a candid talk. I have a special guest for you. So make sure you look right here to see who the guest is, right? Candid talk. See you guys next week at 7 o'clock. Delcina, thank you so much. I'm going to leave this up here as we close out. Y'all, thank you so much. God bless you.
Bye bye.